Page 121. We are talking about sentence openers today. Sentence openers, and this is review. You already know about these openers, so this is just going over them again, just reviewing. So you already know that a sentence opener is a descriptive word or phrase or clause that is added to the beginning of a sentence. Using different types of sentence openers makes writing more interesting. Go ahead and mute Sawyer because there's that echo for some reason. Um, so we already know these three. It really makes the writing sound so much better too. And you guys are already using two of them. I think you have prepositional opener and ly opener in your checklist. Yeah, okay, good. So we're doing three so far in the book, but we're going to keep adding more. And as you use these, you're going to notice your writing gets so much better because you're starting each sentence differently now. And that helps it a lot. Sounds really good when you do that. The first one, and number one, is a subject opener. And it's a sentence that begins with the subject of the sentence, like this one. Timmy climbed into the basket. So Timmy is the subject of the sentence. So this is a subject opener. And sometimes, you guys know this, there's an article and maybe an adjective before the subject, but that's still considered a subject opener. And then there's the number two, the prepositional opener. It's a sentence that begins with a prepositional phrase, and that begins with a preposition, like this one. In is a preposition. So in the morning is a prepositional phrase. In the morning, Timmy climbed into the basket. That's an example of a number two opener. Number three opener, ly adverb, is a sentence that begins with an ly adverb. Finally, Timmy climbed into the basket. So we've got three different ways to start this sentence. You have the basic one with the subject opener, Timmy climbed into the basket. Or, in the morning, Timmy climbed in the basket. Or, finally, Timmy climbed into the basket. So three different ways to start a sentence. Now we're going to look at these down here and you're going to come up with your own. So it says, write a sentence that begins with a number one subject opener using the following words. Mouse, arrived, garden. Can you guys think of a subject opener for mouse, arrived, and garden? There's a couple of different options here, but let's see what you come up with. What do you think, Lizzie?
Timmy the mouse arrived in the garden.
Oh, good. Timmy the mouse arrived in the garden. That's a good one. Do you have a different one, Sawyer?
I just want to know, is mouse a subject?
It can be. Yep, it can be. She added Timmy, so that would be the subject, but you could just start with the mouse, yeah. What do you think?
Um, the mouse, Timmy, wanted to grab some crumbs in the kitchen.
I like the sentence. They want you to use mouse and arrived and garden though. Try to come up with a sentence with mouse, arrived, garden.
Um, Timmy the mouse arrived in the garden to pick some vegetables.
That's a good one too. Timmy the mouse arrived in the garden. And if you want to add more, you can, but since I'm out of room, I'm just gonna stop right there. Since this is, but that was a good one, Sawyer. I'm just gonna stop there on this one because I'm out of room. That's a subject opener. The next one, they want you to try to come up with a prepositional opener, and you guys should have a post-it note on your page in here for prepositions. You could go back and look. Yeah, I have one right here. So there should be a post-it note. It's page 13 if you want to look back on that page. If we're still going to use mouse, arrived, and garden, how can we change it now with a prepositional opener? Do you have an idea, Sawyer?
I think so. Wait, in the garden, meanwhile, Timmy the mouse was picking some vegetables, hiding in the bushes. There was a cat.
Wow, that's a lot going on in that sentence. I like that. It's almost too much though. But I love how you started with in the garden. That would work. In the
In the
garden,
garden.
Timmy was picking vegetables.
Can I
That's
put
a
that?
good.
In the
I like
garden.
that. Yeah, do you have one, Lizzie?
Um, uh,
Yeah.
What's
In
your
the in the basket, Timmy peeked out and saw he had arrived at the garden.
Oh, that's a good one. Go ahead and write that one. In the garden, Timmy um picked vegetables. Now for the next one, try to use just mouse, arrived, and garden. You can use other words too, but let's not forget those. What about a ly opener for the third one?
hmm.
Yeah, you know what though? That's their arrogance towards Americans because as soon as America. What's a ly? Like something Lee, Timmy arrived in the garden. Okay, go ahead, Lizzie.
Silently, Timmy walked in the garden when he arrived.
Okay. Excitedly. I like that. I might just say Timmy arrived because I don't have a lot of room here. So Timmy arrived in the garden. But if you want to put walked and all that, you can. What do you have, Sawyer?
Um, Scaredly, Timmy arrived in the garden
Okay.
because he was scared of the cat.
I wonder if you could say nervously. That one kind of works a little bit better than scaredly. Scaredly is not really a word, but nervously.
Nervously.
Nervously. Here, I'll spell it for you in case you need to. It's a big word. Nervously. Nervously, Timmy arrived in the garden. Yep, I like that. So the first one is a number one opener. The second one is a number two opener. And then the third one is a number three opener. Those are pretty easy. And then it says down here, rewrite the sentence with your favorite opener. Add quality adjectives and ly adverbs and illustrate if you wish. So that's we're going to skip that part. You can do that later if you want to play with that sentence and add more words to it, you can. But we need to move on to our practice page next. So let's go to page 123. And then how about Lizzie? Go ahead and read that sentence.
Shortly before noon, one dazzling spring day, Timmy sat by his burrow.
Nice. Okay. Dazzling just means like really bright and blinding, kind of like the sun when it shines on the snow, it just is so, so bright. Kind of like that. That's or if you have something sparkly on or something like that. All right, so that's dazzling. And that's going to be an adjective, by the way. And now we're going to start by finding the nouns. Oh, Sawyer, did you have a question?
No, I just wanted to do the nouns.
Good. Okay, go for the nouns.
Noon,
Good.
day,
Good.
Timmy,
Good.
burrow.
Burrow. Nice. A burrow is like a hole, where they live.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, how about the adjectives, Lizzie?
Dazzling,
Good.
um, his,
His, yep.
then one,
Yes, but we need to spell it, right? Because it's a number. How do we
mhm,
spell one?
O-N-E.
Good. One. And you're right, that is an adjective. And there's one more.
Before?
No, it has to do with day.
Spring?
There you go. Telling what kind of day it is. It's a spring day. Okay, back to you, Sawyer. What about the ly adverb?
Is it shortly?
Good, yes, shortly. We're going to come back to prepositional phrases. So let's do verbs next. Lizzie, there's only one verb in here.
Sat?
Yep, sat.
And
What
then
is the subject? Yeah, go ahead.
Timmy.
Good. Timmy sat. What about the prepositional phrase, Sawyer? There's two of them.
Before noon.
Yes, good. Before noon.
By his burrow.
And by his burrow. Excellent. Very good. See how that works? It's easy when we leave it to the last thing. How about the opener? We have a new opener here. What do you think, Lizzie?
It's gonna be the ly adverb sentence opener.
Yeah. Do you remember what number that is?
3.
Good. So put a 3, and then we're just going to write adverb or ly adverb, actually. Nice. Capitals, you could do that by yourself. End mark, that's easy peasy cheesy. And then the number we already fixed. All right. Do you guys have any questions about this page or any of your homework pages that you've done? Any questions about homework? Okay, I see you shaking your head. So just a little reminder, when you sit down to do your homework, make sure you read your sentence out loud first. It's going to help you a lot. And then move around on the list. You don't have to go in order. You can skip stuff and come, if it's like you're not sure, skip it. Come back to it. Okay? That's the best thing to do. All right. Let's get out your binders. And you guys wrote 3 paragraphs about your country. I'm excited about this. So since you guys are the only ones here today, it's weird. I don't know why, but it's just you guys. Might as well read it, right? Let's read your paragraphs about your country. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do next after that. So who wants to go first? Do you want to go first, Sawyer?
No, it's just I want to go last because I haven't finished it, but it sounds really good. I'm basically finished. I just forgot the clincher.
Okay. Yeah, and you can
I'm just
still read
can I
it.
be last so my mom can help me get it on here?
Yeah, or here's another idea. You can still be last. We could have Lizzie go first and then you, but I could pull it up for you.
But
And
I
you
haven't
could
turned
read.
it in yet.
Oh, do you know how to find it on your computer?
Yeah, but actually my mom's phone might have it since it's attached to this computer.
Check with her. She might be busy right now, but yeah, you can go check with her. How about you, Lizzie? Do you have it on your side? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna pull it up. I'm not gonna share it, but I'm just gonna look at it while you read it. But I noticed that when I opened it up earlier this morning, it looks really good. Like you've got all your openers and dress ups and topic clinchers and your title. It looks really, really good. So I want to start by saying that. So go ahead and read it whenever you're ready.
Japan's amazing story. Japan has many places with beautiful nature, especially in spring. Deeply, the people there admire stunning landscapes because it is an important part of their culture. Japan, which has over 100 million people living there, faces problems as the wildlife suffers. The seas around the country are extremely rich with fish. Whales, dolphins, porpoises, plus fish flourish near and in its waters. In the forests and mountains, which provide a safe habitat for many animals, foxes, deer, antelope, and more live. When the population grows, animals lose their homes. The cherry tree, which blooms beautifully every spring, is known as a symbol of the nation. Japanese culture is unusually different from American culture. For example, Japan is known for hardworking people who value discipline and responsibility. Another interesting fact is that children are carefully taught to show respect to their parents and elders, because family honor is very important in Japanese society. They also learn to do their best for their family and worry less about their own needs. Traditionally, when special holidays arrive, many families celebrate with traditional poem, sem- poem ceremonies. There's lots of rice, fish, veggies, but less meat. And with little dairy, the Japanese people's diet is healthy and it explains a bit why people from Japan live a bit longer than Americans.
Mm.
In World War One, Japan fought with the US and some allied forces. However, Japan later bombed the US Navy at Pearl Harbor, which led the US entered the World War II. Japan had established a new government under an emperor named Meiji, which means enlightened government. Because Japan wanted to become a powerful empire, its military aggressively expanded across Asia. Japan this
Decisively.
decisively
There you go.
defeated China and Russia in earlier conflicts, demonstrating its strong army. Although Japan had modernized quickly, it still faced growing tension with the United States. In August 1945, the United States dropped bombs on Japan's cities, which killed 1,015,000 people. Suddenly, the war in the Pacific ended after Japan surrendered to the Allied forces. Japan had amazing history.
Wow. Lizzie. Wow, wow, wow. So good.
Now I'm tired.
Ah, that was so good. You learned a lot about Japan, huh?
Hmm.
That's super interesting stuff. I like this lesson because we get to learn stuff, but man, and your words that you chose are so, so good. And your openers, I mean, your topic clinchers, I'm looking at it. I don't have it shared with you right now, but I'm looking at while you're reading it, and it was so good. I mean, learned a lot.
Thank
My,
you.
you're welcome. And I think I see why you added that last little sentence there. Japan had amazing history because you wanted to use that as your title, but you ended up with your topic clinchers in the sentence before. So I wonder if there's a way to kind of combine the two sentences so you can keep your topic clinchers in that sentence, like maybe saying, suddenly the war in the Pacific ended after Japan surrendered to the Allied forces. Oh, you know what? You don't even need that last sentence. You can just delete it because you have Japan in, you see where I'm looking at, like your other sentence that starts with suddenly. So you don't even need that last sentence because the title only needs one word from the last sentence. It can have just one. So I'll send that back to you if you want to, because I know you're probably wanting to edit right now. Hang on, let me send it back to you. That would be the only thing to fix. Everything else is like fantastic. Good job. All right, Sawyer, did you find yours?
Yeah, the only problem is though is that I can't see you guys when I do it, but it's fine.
Oh, well, that's okay with
I
me.
I could just leave my mute off and then turn to the homework, and then I can read it.
Yeah,
Oh, and just make let's see. Can you still hear me?
yeah, we got you.
Okay, because I can't see you now.
Okay, we got you.
Just making sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only the topic clinchers that I don't have. Okay.
Okay.
I don't have the first paragraph. Uh, but I do have the second and third.
Okay, that's fine. You can, before you turn it in later, you could put them all together. But right now, it's okay to just read the two
But
paragraphs.
it's just last time we tried to do that, we deleted the first paragraph.
Oh, no.
But it was already turned in though.
Okay,
So,
so you should
and
be
then
able to
that's
find
why
it.
you said we could just do the second and third paragraph in one spot.
Yeah, that's fine. I understand. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, go
In
for it.
900 BC, hunters settled in the region. A new kingdom arose in 1950 through 1000 BC. which are also known for pharaohs because of their history of pharaohs. Around 3100 BC, the upper and lower part of Egypt were unified by King Pharaoh. 1000 BC, Egypt's kingdom was declined. Egyptians were weakly independent in 1922 for the British Empire. Floods in Egypt cover valleys. It takes 12 hours to get to Egypt from New York, which is really needed for yeah, which is really needed for trees and crops when needed, especially in the summer because it gets really hot in the summer. The longest border shared is with Sudan. Egypt comes from the name as I don't know how to pronounce that name. It's just spelled Asyptas. As
Aegyptus, maybe?
Aegyptus?
Yeah.
Aegyptus. The sections are named because the Nile flows south to north.
Hmm.
I'm
Is
done.
that the end?
Yeah,
Nice. Good job, Sawyer. I like that.
thanks.
Man, and Egypt is such a unique place, you know. I've
Mhm.
never been there before, but I do read the Bible, and I know you read the Bible too, Sawyer. And the Bible talks about Exodus. You've probably read that book before in Exodus. Talks a lot about Egypt in that book. And I happen to be reading that book right now. But that is really cool. Yeah, Egypt has been around for a long time, like BC, like before Christ, right? I mean, that was a long, long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought BCE. I knew BCE means before Common Era. I thought that was like when there was a lot of American history, like when Japan fought the US. I thought it was kind of like that.
No, it's way before that. It was way before America or even Japan was even around. I mean, it was like the original civilization was in Egypt.
Mhm.
That's really cool. Good job. I like it. So you can add your stuff that you need to add and see if you could put the paragraph together before you turn it all in later, but you've got a good start there. Sounds really
Thank
good.
you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys. So now you're gonna I decided to kind of change up the next lesson a little bit. You're gonna keep the country paper in your front pocket. Okay, keep it, don't put it away yet. But I do want you to get out week 16. You're gonna notice that week 16 says eating vegetables, but we're not gonna write about eating vegetables. I'm gonna explain what we're gonna do with this, but go ahead and get out. This is in your binder. Go ahead and get out week 16. It's called Eating Vegetables. It starts on page 139 and it's one, two, three, 4 pages long. So go ahead and get out all 4 pages for eating vegetables. Because I started looking at this and I was like, eating vegetables is kind of a boring topic. I don't really want to write about eating vegetables. And then I started thinking about how cool your reports are about your country, because that's like exciting. That's like a new place. You're learning all kinds of great stuff. So, what we're going to do is not use vegetables, we're going to use your country and we're going to add some paragraphs to your report. Okay. So, give me a thumbs up if you got that out already. Okay, good. You don't need a piece of lined paper this time, so you're good with just getting out this. The first page I want to show you though, oh, go ahead, Sawyer. Did you have something to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, so about eating vegetables, I was thinking, are we gonna, so we're not gonna make the paragraph about eating vegetables, but but maybe are we gonna write about the food in our countries?
No, not really. I'll show you what we're going to do because this lesson is learning how to write an introduction and a conclusion. Have you heard of that before? Like an introduction
No.
to a paper?
No.
Okay. So, and go ahead and there you go. An introduction, it's just like how it sounds. When you introduce yourself to someone, like maybe you meet somebody new, you introduce yourself to them before you start talking to them. You say, "Hi, my name is Lizzie," or "Hi, my name is Sawyer. What's your name?" And you get to know them, and then you share about yourself, right? Or you talk about whatever. But an introduction is usually the first thing we say, or it's the first part of our paper. It's the very first paragraph, and you're going to introduce, you're not going to introduce yourself, but you're going to introduce your country that you wrote about. And that is a formal way of writing an essay or a report. Okay. So if you look at this paper on the yellow page, do you see how, and it's kind of funny. This is a model for writing about your dog, right? It says looks, food, and tricks. It's kind of a cute way to remember. But these three paragraphs right here in the middle, where it says topic, 5 to 7 details, and clincher, these are your three paragraphs that you already wrote about your country. So if you look above that, we're going to add an introduction. And in the introduction, it says you're going to have an attention getter. And an attention getter is a sentence, your very, very, very first sentence that draws attention from the reader. So you want the reader to see that sentence and think, I want to know more. I want to keep reading. I want to see what this country's about. So that's what's going to be in your introduction. And then you're going to have some background information. And then you're going to have your three topics. I'll explain what that is in a minute. But jump down here to the very bottom of this chart, and it says conclusion. This is your last paragraph. This is at the very, very end. This is when you restate your three topics. I'll explain that in a minute. And you talk about what's most significant or most important and why. And then your last sentence has your title. So we're going to add some stuff to your report to make it even better because it's already really good, but we're going to just bump it up to the next level here. Okay. So now I want you to move over to or find the page 143. It looks like this, 143. This is what I call a template, okay? And a template is, you can see here, it kind of is set up a little bit like an outline, like a keyword outline. And do you see the V here? That is a Roman numeral 5. That's how you write a Roman numeral 5 is with a V. And at the very top of your paper, you can see it says conclusion. So the next step when you write a report is to write the conclusion. It sounds backwards, I know, but you already wrote the body paragraphs. Those are the ones in the middle. You already wrote that about your country. So Lizzie, you wrote about Japan and Sawyer wrote about Egypt. So those are two different countries, but you wrote your three paragraphs. Those are the middle paragraphs. Now we're going to write the conclusion part next. And this is the pattern that you were going to follow. Okay. So notice it says topic A, topic B, and topic C. Really what that is your three body paragraphs that you already wrote about. So it says up here, restate the topics. Write a sentence or two about each topic. Try to convey the main idea of each body paragraph. Highlight or bold the topic key words. Okay, I do want you to get out your keyword outline. I know you did that on the big white paper. And hopefully you still have it, but do you have your Roman numerals 1, 2, and 3? They're on the big white paper. And we have that list of possible topics that you used. Remember that. So your topics are whatever is next to your Roman numeral. Like if you look next to Roman numeral 1 on your fused, this one, I was helping another student, but this one's Mexico, nature, and then blank. But yours probably says Japan, and another word here. What was your first topic, Lizbeth, for you?
Nature.
Nature. Okay. So Japan, nature, and then what was the other word you have here on your Roman numeral one, if you still have it?
I didn't add anything on the fuse.
Oh, okay. That's okay. But so for yours, and let me ask you, Sawyer, what was your first topic? What was your first paragraph about? Was it nature too?
It was nature too.
Okay, good. So Lizzie's gonna write Japan here. This is by topic A. And Sawyer, you're gonna write Egypt here. And then both of you are gonna do comma and nature. And then comma and blank. Can you think of one more word about your country and about the nature that you wrote about, maybe for Japan?
Animals?
Did you write about the animals in
Yeah.
Egypt?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that in the first paragraph, Roman numeral one?
Yeah.
Yep. So you can put animals there. How about you, Lizzie? What's something else that you could add here for Japan?
Beautiful because I think on the first paragraph it said, yeah, it has beautiful in it and nature.
Yes.
So I think I put Japan, nature, and beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. That's perfect. I like it. Yep. So you write beautiful here. And then after you write that, I want both of you to put a box around the word nature.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
For some reason I can't find where you guys are.
Oh, you can't see what I'm showing you right now?
Yeah.
Um, do you see on your keyboard ESC at the top left? It's escape.
ESC? Yeah.
Try clicking that. See if that helps you. Did that work?
Nope.
Um, what are you seeing right now?
I'm just seeing, I was just trying to go on Safari, see if Zoom was on there. No.
Hmm.
But usually we go on the mail to go to it, so I thought if I go on it, it would work, or just automatically go there, but no.
If you like put your cursor at the very bottom of your screen, you should get some options that pop up down there. Do you see
Yeah,
Zoom?
that's all I see.
Got it?
Yeah, I see those options.
Do you see Zoom down there?
Well, usually we just go on Safari and go through it.
Oh, are you on a Mac or is it a MacBook?
It's, I think it's let me see. There's usually a logo on the back. Uh, it's an apple.
Yeah, an Apple. Perfect. So, okay, here's what you could do. This is weird, but you know how you have like a mouse pad? Are you on a laptop right now?
Um,
Or does it have a pad where you use your finger to move around?
yeah, but it's not connected to it.
Oh, I see.
You could just take it off. See?
I mean, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's see, how would you do that? Um,
Do I just, what if I try
man,
to go to mail?
maybe see if your mom can help you really quick. She could probably do it really quick for you. I'm not sure how to help you because you don't.
I think I might have, let's see. Maybe I have to rejoin. I'll try to
No,
rejoin.
no, no, you're here. It's okay. Don't rejoin. If on the mouse, see if you could pull the mouse low so that the option bar pops up at the bottom.
But there is no Zoom.
Oh,
Let me just try to rejoin, and they'll probably show you guys up.
okay. You can try that. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with you, Lizzie, though. Okay, so now we're on topic B, which would be your second paragraph. Okay, and what was your second paragraph about?
Yes, I got it.
Oh, good. Yay, you got it. Yay. Good
It,
job, Sawyer.
I just had to rejoin.
Good.
It
And then it showed
was
up where the tab was on the top.
Okay.
So
I
I'll
got,
just,
I'm going to talk to Lizzie for a second, but I'm glad you're back.
okay.
Okay. What was your second topic?
culture.
Culture. So go ahead and write culture next here,
Mm-hmm.
comma, blank, comma, blank. So I don't want it to be exactly the same as what you have for your Roman numeral 2, but see if you can come up with two other words to explain the culture. I know you talked about like their celebrations and people maybe or some other words like festivals or another word for that. Okay, so try to come up with two more words about the culture. And then I do want you to put a box around that word culture. And then for you, Sawyer, what was your second paragraph about Egypt?
It was Egypt history.
History was next.
Yeah,
Okay, so I want
Egypt.
you on topic B right here, I want you to put the word history. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Put the word history and put a box around it. And then two more words that talk about the history of Egypt, like ancient and
King.
um,
I did king a lot.
use what?
I used king and pharaoh a lot.
Yeah, okay. So you can put those there. You'd have to think of a sentence about the history of Egypt.
History. Oh, dates. I have a lot of dates too.
Yeah. You could put dates and ancient, or you could put here, I think ancient would be a good one. Put that right here, ancient. This is how you spell it. A-N-C
A-N-C
I-E-N-T.
I-E-N-T.
And
Okay.
then another word could be like fascinating, if you like that word, or
Fascinating. Isn't that a quality adjective?
very good, Sawyer. Yes, I love that. You know that. That is so cool. Yes.
How you spell it?
Okay, F-A
F-A-S-C
S-C I-N
I-N-G.
A-T
A-T. Okay.
and then I-N-G.
A-T-I-N-G.
Yeah, let me double check that just to make sure. I think that's right. But you know, my spelling, I struggle with it sometimes. Fascinating. Oh, I like it when I surprise myself. I did it right. So you got history, ancient, and fascinating. I like those three words. That'll be a good sentence. All right, and now we're on to topic C. That's your third paragraph. So Lizzie, what did you put for your third paragraph?
History.
Wait, you already did history in your second paragraph, right?
No, it was culture.
Oh, that was, sorry, that was, you're right. Let me erase that. Yes, I'm sorry. So put history next. This is for Lizzie, not you. Okay, Sawyer, so hang on a second. And then can you think of two words to kind of talk about what the history was like wrapping it up, like um maybe unique, or you could use the word fascinating if you like the word fascinating. Um, or
World War I.
yeah, World War One. Mm-hmm. And then for you, Lizzie, put a box around history for topic C. Okay. And then Sawyer, what was your topic C?
Um, my topic,
Or your
uh,
third topic, basically.
um, it was Egypt geography.
Geography. Perfect. Okay, so for yours in topic C right here, put geography.
G R Ra um
Geography.
E
Yeah.
no GEOGRAPHY.
Nice. Yes, that's correct. And then what are two things about the geography? I know there's deserts there, right? There's a desert,
The Nile is really
the
famous.
Nile.
I'll put
Good.
Nile.
So you could put Nile, it's the river, right? So you could put Nile R
Nile R.
because it's the Nile River. And then you could put desert.
I was but this is what I put for my fused outline. Floods cover valleys. 12 hours from New York. Needed trees and crops. Longest border shared Sudan. Egypt comes name acid Pittis.
Yeah.
Sections named because Nile flows south. No.
Did you talk about the pyramids there?
No, not really.
Okay.
The kid's guide,
Mm-hmm.
um, they didn't really in the geography. They didn't talk about pyramids
Okay, that's
because
okay.
I think that's more history.
Okay, you're right. So you should have Nile R, and then what's one more word to kind of sum up the geography? What else? What other word could you put there about the
Um,
geography?
um, there is a little one like mm,
Did you talk about the deserts or not really?
oh here's one of them. Egypt is bigger times larger that is 3 times bigger than New Mexico. I was
Yeah,
thinking
that's pretty good, but I think maybe a different, that's kind of specific. Maybe a general word like
desert.
uh
I put
yeah,
desert. Let's see.
desert.
Where's my pen go? Oh,
Desert.
there's
I
my
like
pen.
that. Okay,
Not my
so
pen.
while you're writing that, go ahead and write that down. So what you guys are doing, you're going to be writing these into sentences for your conclusion. And basically what you're doing is restating one sentence or maybe two sentences for each of these about what you just wrote about. Because remember, the three big paragraphs you guys already finished, that's going in the middle. So this paragraph is at the end. You're basically writing a conclusion. You're summing it all up in a conclusion here. So the next step is to think about what the most significant thing is about your whole paper. Another word for significant is important. Okay, so I want you to be thinking about that. But I'm going to read this paragraph up here where it says most significant and why. It says, what is the most important, most interesting, or most significant thing to remember about all that you wrote about and why? You may choose one of your topics, like nature, history, geography, or culture, geography. Okay. You may choose one of your topics and tell why it is the most significant, or you may choose something that tells the importance of the entire subject. Now, your entire subject is your country. Lizzie's is Japan, Sawyer's is Egypt. So you need to think about for a minute, what do you want your reader, the one that's going to read your report, what do you want them to remember the most? Do you want them to remember how the whole country is amazing, like it's special, or do you want to talk about something really specific? Like for Lizzie, something that stood out to me was how many people live in Japan. It's like super crowded, right? A lot of people live there. Or maybe how beautiful it is with the cherry blossoms, or how they celebrate different things. Like, what is one thing that you want your person to remember? about it? Can you think of something, Lizzie, that you want somebody to remember about Japan?
The culture.
The culture. Okay. That's a good one. I like that too. So you could say something like, um, and let's just write it out. I think it's kind of nice to have the whole sentence here. So you could put something like the most, and we'll use that word significant thing about Japan is the culture. And then you can use the word because you need one of those anyway, right? For your because clause, because blank. So why do you think, now you got to think of why. Why do you think that the culture is the most significant thing about Japan? So you got to think about that one. How about you, Sawyer, while she's writing, what is the most significant thing about Egypt?
I think it's the history.
The history? Yeah.
They've done a lot of interesting things.
I agree with that. And the other cool thing, like I said earlier about Egypt, is that it's in the Bible. That's kind of cool. You could mention that in the most significant thing if you wanted to. You could say the most significant thing about Egypt is the history because it dates all the way back to Bible times. If you want. I mean, you can think about that. So for you, Sawyer, can you copy this here?
The most significant thing about Egypt is
The history. So you could change those two words, but
uh,
I want you to copy the rest of that, okay? So go ahead and write that down in that little spot right there.
the most.
And then Lizzie, did you think of why for Japan?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I put because children learn to be respectful and uh, what is it? Worry less about their own needs.
I like that.
Most.
That's a good reason. Yep. So obviously you guys are going to need more sentences than just 4 because you still have to use your checklist. So you'll add more to this last paragraph. You're probably going to add more about like each one of the topics, or as you think of how do you want to wrap up this report at the end, you're going to need to add some sentences there. Okay. So try not to use sentences like Japan is cool or Egypt is cool. Try not to use sentences like that, okay? Because you really want to talk about what is so special about it and try to be specific. And you can add your own details. Like for Lizzie, if you wanted to say something about Japan being so different than the United States of America, you could say something like that. And maybe ending it with something like, someday I would like to visit Japan, or someday I would like to visit Egypt. That's okay to say that at the very end in the conclusion. Okay. Those are things you can add. So this gives you a start for your last paragraph. Now, the reason why I had you put a box around these words is because you're not going to do a topic clincher for your conclusion or your introduction. It's not going to be topic clincher. You're only going to highlight these words. These are the 3 words that you already talked about. So you don't do topic clincher. You're only going to highlight your topics. That's why I had you put a box around them. So after you write your paragraph, highlight those words. All right, now let's turn it over to the back side of this page, because now we're going to talk about the introduction. Like I said earlier, the introduction is actually the very first sentence or first paragraph of your report. So we're doing it a little bit backwards. You're writing your first paragraph last, even though it's going to go first in your report. Okay. So here's the format here. And notice this is a Roman numeral 1 here. So really, why is my light too bright? There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Is Roman numeral 1 because this is your first paragraph, even though you already have 1, 2, and 3. It's because I changed the assignment. So your Roman numerals that you have for your body paragraphs really should be 2, 3, and 4, because this is Roman numeral 1, and then your body paragraphs are 2, 3, and 4. And then your Roman numeral 5 is your conclusion. So this is going to be the first paragraph. And the first thing is an attention getter. Like I said earlier, it's going to grab your reader's attention. So look up here at the top. It says attention getter. Start your introduction with a sentence that encourages your reader to continue reading. Begin with a question, a fact or statistic, or a very short sentence. So you can start with something like, have you ever been to Egypt? Or did you know that Egypt has been around for a long time? Or did you know that there are kings in Egypt? Something like that. You could start with a question. Or for Japan, you could say, did you know that the Japanese people are very respectful? Something like that. Random question. You could something about your country. Or you can give a fact, like you can go back to your articles that you used, and maybe there's an interesting fact that you didn't get to write about yet that you can start your introduction with, like something about the population. I know Lizzie mentioned it in hers, or something about the national flag. You could mention something like that, a fact about the flag, like what it looks like. Okay. Like you can say the Japanese flag is all white with one big red dot in the middle. That's how the Japanese flag looks. That's a fact. You can start with that very first sentence. So down here by attention getter, just take down some notes here. You can use keywords. Like if you like the idea of doing the flag, you can put flag, white, and then red and a dot. Or you can do another fact. If you like starting your paragraph with a fact, see if you can find something else. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about what to put here by attention getter? Okay. So go ahead and write that. And Sawyer, do you know what you're going to put yet?
I was thinking of putting a fact.
Okay. Which,
I was thinking of the population.
yeah. Population. I like it. This is how you spell population. P-O-P.
P-O-P. Wait,
Uh-huh.
where's my pen?
Like pop,
Where's my pen?
You keep losing your pen. What's happening? All right. While he's looking for his pen, did you write yours down already, Lizzie?
Yeah.
Good. Now we're going to
Found
move on
another
to
pen.
background. Okay, good. So go ahead and write population. It's right there. Now we're going to move on to background. Okay. So while you're writing that, Sawyer, I'm going to read about the background. It says, tell your reader
Found
what.
it.
Okay, good. Tell your reader what the subject of the composition is about by making a general statement about the subject. Then provide background information you think would be interesting or important. The background information should flow into the introduction of the topics. So, background is like, where in the world is your country? Like for you, Lizzie, Japan is an island, right? It's lots of islands on the other side of the world. That's kind of a background information, like where is your country? For you, Sawyer, your country, Egypt. Where is Egypt? Have you ever looked at the map for that?
I think it's somewhere in Asia,
It's near Asia. Yeah, it's in Europe.
Europe.
Uh-huh. And it's actually near where Jesus lived in Israel. It's kind of near that area, right? So
And
you could talk
actually,
about, say that again.
we're gonna be by the Black Sea, so we're gonna be close. We're visiting t Turkey, one of them, and called Rhodes, and it's an
Oh.
island somewhere in the Black Sea, and it's actually and across the sea is actually Egypt.
Oh, nice. That's cool. You're gonna actually get to see it.
Well, no, not necessarily. The Black
Oh,
Sea is
you're
very
gonna be
big.
close. Okay. That's pretty cool though. I'm putting the question where here because that's what you can use for your background information. Um,
In Asia or in Europe? How do you spell Europe?
Europe is EU
EU,
and then rope, ROPE.
rope.
Yeah, EU rope, Europe,
Got it.
Europe. Okay,
Europe.
another thing you can include about your background is maybe something what made you want to write about your country? Maybe something like that. Like why did you write about your country? What made you want to write about it? Are you
The history and culture.
yeah, like why did you pick Egypt to write about? Is it because you're going to go there?
No, the main reason is because I've never been to the place.
Okay, so mention that in the background. I've never been. I'm going to
I've
go put
never
that.
been.
Uh-huh. I've never been. That's one reason why you wrote about
I
it.
never.
How about you, Lizzie? Why did you pick Japan to write about?
Because I think it's an interesting country, and it's also where my mom's favorite animal, pandas, are in.
Okay, so you could talk about that. Interesting country. So I'm just putting some notes here. So obviously you're going to turn these into sentences. And then down here, we're running out of time, but this is where you're going to mention those three topics again in here. Put this box over here. Like nature, you both did that one first. And then culture or history. So you're going to talk about your three topics, but you're not going to say it exactly the same as the conclusion. You're going to try to word it a little bit different. This is the first paragraph. This is the introduction side. So make sure you have your three topics, but pick different words to use in the sentence. You don't want it exact. You're going to have to try to get creative. Like, how else can you describe the nature? How else can you describe the culture? How else can you describe the history? Okay, so you're going to have to think about this. I recorded this, so if you need to come back and watch it, you can to help you. But before you go, I know it's a little bit late, but before you go, let's look at this checklist. Now, this checklist says eating vegetables. You're not going to write about vegetables. And you already did 2, 3, and 4. Those are your body paragraphs, so you don't need to worry about that. You're going to focus on 1 is your introduction, 5 is your conclusion, and you're going to use this checklist to make sure you include those things. But look up here where it says introduction. Introduction includes attention getter, background information, and states topics. And then it says bold or highlight. You're going to bold or highlight the topics only. That's why we put a box around them. Those words. Okay. They're going to be in different sentences. It does not have to follow the same topic clincher rule. And the same for the conclusion. Conclusion restates the topics, bold or highlight, and indicates most significant and why. So you're not going to do topic clinchers on your introduction and your conclusion. You are going to only highlight or bold the topics in 3 different sentences. Got it? You got it, Sawyer? All right, that's it then. You're going to add 2 paragraphs to your 3 that you already did about your country. So you're going to actually turn in 5 paragraphs next week. 5. But don't worry, you already did the middle. It's just the first paragraph, the introduction, and the conclusion. Uh-oh, Lizzie passed out. All right, you guys, you did great. I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.